just going to do a real quick video here, play a game or two of Jurassic Park for you. Wait, what was that? Run that back real quick. Yeah, that right there. I don't want to play a German version of the game. I don't want to play an older version of the ROMs that's going to burn out my T-Rex motors. Let's turn this off right here. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to upgrade your ROMs. So you're going to want to start off with opening up your back box. And I do want to let you know, please write down any settings or anything you want to keep because you'll lose all your audits and settings, just like a factory restore. So here we are zoomed in on the CPU ROM we need to replace, which is going to be considered position C5 on your main CPU board. So this go around we're going to be upgrading to Chad's Unofficial 6.0 version, where you can check out the details at pinballcode.com and get your copy here. But I'll also be doing a separate video along with color DMD and some Chad 6.0 gameplay. So here you're going to want to take either an EEPROM chip puller or a flat blade screwdriver. Either way, making sure that you are between the chip and the socket. You do not want to damage a trace or pry your socket off the board. Now, through the magic of video editing, we will also install an NVRAM, which will be described in another video if you'd like to learn that one. Now we're just going to plug in the new ROM chip. So pay attention to pin 1, which is going to be indicated by the notch in the chip and the socket. Make sure they line up. Don't worry about the label or what the old label looked like. You've got to match up pin 1, which are those two notches. Next, you're going to want to carefully pre-fit the chip before you push it down, because in my case, the legs were a little bit wider than my actual sockets, which is going to be quite common because the boards vary a little bit here and there. So once you even out the pins carefully with your fingers so they're all level and match your socket, go ahead and firmly push down on the chip and make sure it is seated. Again, double check pin 1 is on the correct side with the notch before you turn on the machine, or you could damage the chip. Now that the CPU upgrade is complete, we're going to remove the display panel and speakers so that we can upgrade the display ROM as well. And this is done by simply lifting up on the display panel and pulling it towards the front of the machine. Now we're going to zoom on into the display ROM here on the display board. So again, like we did before, with your ROM puller or screwdriver, carefully remove the display ROM. So on my particular board is revision D, and you'll see it there in the slot labeled ROM 0. Again, check the pre-fit of your chip, making sure again to line up pin 1 with pin 1 so your notches are going to be lined up. Just like the CPU, if you plug it in and the notches are backwards, you will blow your chip. Test the fit and placement of your chip and firmly seat in place. Newer games like Jurassic Park will just use a 4 meg chip in ROM 0, but older games like Star Wars, for example, may or may not use both ROM 0 and ROM 1 with two 2 meg chips. The board can actually be changed with jumper R11. If it's removed, it wants one 4 meg chip. If it is installed, then it wants two 2 meg chips for the display ROMs. Now when you fire the game up to test it out, you're going to get this open the door error. It's basically just letting you know that the memory needs to be reset and you're going to lose all your settings, but just open the coin door and it'll run through. Okay guys, that wraps up another video from Matt's Basement Arcade. Check us out online if you need ROMs. Check us out on YouTube if you need instructions or want to see cool games. We've got a video of Chad 6.0 gameplay. We've got the color DMD install, a separate video on the review if you guys want to take a look at that. Click that like button, click that subscribe button. More videos to come. Just let us know what you want to see in the comments.